Welcome back to Handstands, part 2. Look at my wonky finger. I wanted to make this video as soon as I found that I was progressing. I went on holiday, so a lot of these videos you'll see me doing handstands on the beach because I just can't sit still, I can't sunbathe. I can't seem to sunbathe for more than half an hour. I need to be able to get up and do different things. I think handstands are probably the skill that I've needed to have the most patience for. The frustrating but yet wonderful things about learning handstands in particular is that just when you think you're getting nowhere, you'll get a fluke where you hold one for a few seconds and you're like, damn, what? July 2020, I decided I want to learn to do a handstand. July 2022, I can now hold a handstand for 25 seconds. She says, because she recorded a clip of her holding a handstand for 25 seconds. I can't do this consistently yet, but obviously I want to prolong that and be able to do different shapes and varieties of handstands. It's not a linear process at all. You have to have a lot of patience. I just really like being upside down. There are still many things I need to work on. Definitely need to work on my shape with my posterior pelvic tilt, which is just so difficult to do standing, let alone upside down, and not sticking my bum out, you know. As well as always working on my shoulder mobility. I definitely think I think I can see some more shoulder definition from all the times I've done handstands, but actually probably lots more bicep and tricep definition. I've been doing my dips and pull-ups as well. You might have a day that's really good, a day that's really bad. For example, as soon as I hit this PB, this personal best for me of 25 seconds, the next day I went and tried to do a few handstands and I couldn't get more than 10 seconds. And I know that one of the many worries that people have, including myself, when you're learning to handstand is, well, how do I fall out of a handstand? And so even though there are a few videos where you see me fall into a bridge, that's not something I was comfortable with doing at all at the beginning, but it was really important for me to learn how to fall out. There are various ways you can fall out of a handstand, including cartwheeling out, yes, falling into a bridge, but I found twisting my weaker arm, so I'm stronger on my right, so keeping all my weight on my right arm and then twisting out with my left arm, or putting the left arm in front to tap out, was best for me. That's just what my body felt best doing, and that's what I've kept up doing. I mean, things will probably have to change when I start doing handstands on P-bars and parallettes a little bit more often, where I can't just put a hand out because I'll be at a height, but cross that bridge when it comes to it. I found the sand to really work for me. So it was wet sand already, so it was quite hard. It wasn't just sand that you sort of sink into, right? But it also gave me a bit of give when I was rocking a little bit, and I think that helped with my balance because I can hold handstands on grass or on concrete, but definitely for not as long as you've seen in the videos. So you can see here that I tend to kick up and leave one leg slightly behind me. I have tried to put my two legs together to have a straight handstand, but one leg always seems to go a little bit apart, just because I feel comfortable holding it here. My form isn't perfect. That's something that I'll be working on now that I feel that I can hold a handstand more consistently and for longer. My butt always sticks out a little bit, and the back of my back seems to be a little bit arched. I don't have a gymnastic background. Handstands, I'm self-taught with handstands. And I take tips from people on the internet and my friends that I've met in and around London in calisthenics parks and things like that. So I do have a previous handstand video which where I go through sort of some of the things that have helped me out of the countless different tips and things that you hear out there in the internet, and where I try to be really candid and real about my handstand progression, which has been tediously slow, to say the least. I'm currently filming this on the hottest day in London. It's 40 degrees today, and I've closed all the windows so that you don't hear the traffic, and I'm sweating, so you'll probably see like a slither of sweat drop in a minute. I haven't washed my hair, it's just really sweaty. It's very, very, very hot here. But just to show you, I always find myself crouching there. But just to show you, I can do a few handstands now, for example, and it's just so hit and miss. Sometimes I'll start a handstand session and the first few goes are my best tries. Like these clips that I'm showing you on the beach, I only had to do 2 or 3 goes and I could already hold the handstand consistently. And then what tends to happen when I'm training back home on grass or on like yoga mats like this, I need to sort of do quite a few handstands. And then maybe the next 5-10 minutes. So after about 10-15 tries, my body starts to understand how to kick up and how far do I kick up and with how much force. Okay, now I'm covered in sweat. Oh, that's gross. Well, I am, just trust me. I think that's a drop of sweat. But that was just to show you, that was just to show you how a particular handstand session can be. Obviously, the temperature's a bit extreme and I didn't need to do that, but I wanted to show you that just because I can get a few now that are slightly longer, it doesn't mean most of my sessions go like that, where you're kicking up a few times and yeah, and just praying that you're gonna have one golden handstand and keep that up there. I tend to kick off from my most dominant leg, and then I personally feel most comfortable with one leg slightly higher up and one leg slightly lower, so with them separated. Eventually, hopefully, they can meet in the middle so I can have a nice straight handstand. I use the ground as well, so I grip the ground as much as my fingers can, and I think of my hands a little bit like how you think your feet, so when you're scrunching your feet or like moving your toes. With my head, I tend to look slightly forward, but I look at the ground, but only slightly forward, so I don't look directly across me and I don't look directly down. It's sort of diagonal, as you can see from the videos, and that tends to help me. If I ever do look directly down, I end up doing a walkover into a bridge. So for now, I just look diagonally at what's on the ground. But you know what the biggest tip is? You're never gonna guess. It's just practice, practice, practice. Whenever you can, wherever you are, you just practice. Get into a handstand, no matter what you're doing. You know, waiting for the bus?
Handstand.
Queue for the loo?
Handstand.
Picnic in the park? You know, gotta be... We all carry disinfectant with us now. Your hands get a bit dirty because you're doing handstands on the pavement. Doesn't matter. Oh my God, I'm starting to sweat through my top, so I'm gonna call it a day, and it looks like an oil stain. It's sweat, people, it's sweat. I can tick off my bucket list for being able to hold a handstand for a considerable length of time. But watch this space for now. They're very, very addictive, and I can't wait to keep practicing and seeing where I can go with it all, really. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you soon.